Amanda's House. Written by Barbara Moore. Chapter 1. Amanda's House. Amanda's house is the best place. It's on the other side of the park, by the river. As you walk down the crunchy gravel path, through the park, on the way to school, you can see Amanda's house through the trees. I've been to it lots of times. Amanda keeps asking, "Can I come to your house?" But I always make up an excuse. I don't think she'll like it at my house. Amanda lives in her house just with her mom and dad. Everything there is so neat and quiet. She even has her own bedroom all to herself. Imagine that. Not like me. I would love to have a bedroom of my own, like Amanda. She has no little sisters or brothers running around, making noise and being messy. Not like me. I have 3 brothers John, Jim, and Sam, and 3 sisters Melissa, Lucy, and Lizzie. I have to share my bedroom with 2 of my sisters and our cats and dogs and parakeets. My bedroom is so noisy that sometimes it's hard to sleep. There's so much going on, so much traffic in and out the door. Sometimes kids jumping on the bed and kittens playing tag. It's impossible to be alone in my bedroom. Even Woody, the parrot, loves to be in there. The walls of my bedroom are filled with posters, paintings, and photos of all my family and friends. There's not a bare bit of wall to be seen. We spend a lot of time in Amanda's bedroom. But when I look up at her walls, they are empty of paintings, pictures, and posters. Dad says they damage the paint, Amanda said. Posters and pictures are so messy, said Amanda's mom. One day I asked Amanda's mom if we could go down to the river. "Ooh, don't go down there," said Amanda's mom. "You might get muddy feet." "No one comes into our house with muddy shoes," said Amanda's dad. I guess they have to have all of those rules to keep their house so neat and perfect. But it's worth it. I love escaping to Amanda's house. Amanda and I have a great time. I like to listen to her CDs. She has the best ones, all of my favorites stacked neatly in piles. Not like mine, all scattered by cats, dogs, and noisy kids who grab things and play tag all night and day. Amanda's house is so quiet that we can listen to her great music and hear ourselves think without interruption. We can read her books and play with her toys without being surrounded by noisy kids. The only noise is made by Amanda's mom as she cleans the house. "I'd rather you played outside. And don't walk on the carpet with those dirty shoes," says Amanda's mom, following closely on our heels with a vacuum cleaner. Chapter 2. No mess anywhere. Amanda's house has new red bricks and it has a neat, red brick driveway. I've never seen a garden like hers. It's different. Amanda's garden always has neatly trimmed grass and hedges. You can hear Amanda's dad clipping and snipping away with his hedge trimmers. Her mom and dad collect the clippings and place them in a pile in the garden. The hedges are so smooth, you could slide over them. Little rows of flowers are all arranged by color: red, white, gold, blue, and orange. We also planted the flowers by height, says Amanda's mom. It makes the garden so much neater that way. "Why aren't there more trees near your house?" I asked her. "We used to have more trees, but they were too messy. Leaves everywhere. It took ages for me to sweep them up," said Amanda's mom. "Far too much work," agreed Amanda's dad. so we cut them down. And we'd rather not have any birds. Too messy, said Amanda's mom. They jump everywhere. Much too noisy, said Amanda's dad. One day, I saw them spraying the path. I asked them why. We don't like ants, said Amanda's mom as she kept on spraying. Or snails, bees and spiders, said Amanda's dad, and he sprayed harder. Amanda's mom sweeps any leaves that do fall in their garden all the time. Sweep, sweep, sweep. No leaves on the paths, says Amanda's mom. As soon as even one leaf falls, out comes the broom. Swish, 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 and the leaf is gone. And the borders must be trimmed every week so the lawn will be perfectly neat, says Amanda's dad. Amanda's dad is a bricklayer. Amanda watched him build their house slowly, brick by brick, until it took shape with a pointy roof reaching up to the sky. Our house is ancient. It's made of old bluestone, and it's surrounded by an old porch that protects it from the sun. Mom says, it's the best house in the world. Dad says, the doors are made of oak. My dad loves wood. He is a wood carver. I love watching him work. He sits in the shed and makes shapes with wood. He hammers nails. He smooths pieces of wood and joins them together. With his strong hands, he turns pieces of wood into tables, chairs, tiny sailing boats and magical things. My dad is great at fixing things. If anything goes wrong, he's there, with his hammer and nails and chisels, carving, mending and hammering until it all works again. When he's sculpting wood, he doesn't seem to notice all the chaotic cats and dogs and birds landing on his things. He's lost in his own world. Chapter 3. Just perfect. Amanda's house is just perfect. It has windows, with crisscross beams and polished floors, shiny and new. Every room is filled with flowers from their garden. There are plum purple pansies, ruby red roses and long-stemmed lilies. The carpet is perfect too. But no dogs are allowed on the carpets in Amanda's house. No dogs or cats or kittens are allowed in this house, says Amanda's mom. They make far too much mess. At Amanda's house, the bedrooms are neat and tidy. The beds are always made, with pastel sheets and bright quilt covers in perfect patterns, with matching pillows and frills around the bottom of the bed. Amanda's mom says they are valances, and she says it with a French accent. Are they French? I ask her. Probably, says Amanda's mom. The bedrooms at our place are messy with beds and bunks everywhere, for all our guests. Mom's too busy to make our beds and we have other things to do. Our quilts are fluffy and chunky, but they don't match the sheets. And the pillowcases are lucky to be there at all. What's the point in making beds all the time? They'll only get unmade soon enough, says Mom. At Amanda's house, there is a bright, shiny clock. Her clock always shows the right time, not like our clock. It's easier to tell the time from our sundial in the garden than our clock. Our clock is either too slow or too fast or stopped. Our kitchen is very cluttered. There's the old clock on the wall, the one that's not like Amanda's clock. Bright pots and pans are everywhere, but they don't match. And there aren't enough cupboards. Amanda's kitchen is unreal. It's red and white. All the pots and pans are polished and in special places. All the cupboard doors are shut tight. The knives, forks and spoons are all in order in special drawers. I tried to make our kitchen look like Amanda's. I closed our cupboard doors and arranged the forks, knives, and spoons. That only lasted an hour. With children and cats and dogs and parakeets all flying around the house, nothing stays where it should. I've given up trying to keep things tidy in my house. Amanda's mom goes to the hairdresser every week. She never has a hair out of place. In fact, her hair doesn't move. She wears so many different outfits. Sometimes she changes her clothes 3 times a day. Her nails are always brightly polished. I wonder how she finds the time, says Mom. Mom's hair is soft and silky, but it flies everywhere, wild and free. She always wears old jeans and windbreakers. Dinner at Amanda's house is perfect. They have a round glass table, shiny and new. Amanda's mom makes perfect roasts. Even the peas are perfect at Amanda's house. They are fresh and green and firm. Please light the candles, dear, says Amanda's mom to Amanda's dad. Eating there is like eating in a fancy restaurant. Dinner at our house is chaotic. We have an old cedar table. There are children everywhere, as well as dogs and cats, 2 kittens, a parrot, and 2 parakeets. The parakeets watch from their cages and laugh at all the funny things that happen. Food goes everywhere, and sometimes it lands on the ceiling.